Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we have another shop talk video, and today's topic is going to be money pits. And what I mean by this is cars that constantly come in the shop that require a bunch of money, and my customers, even though I tell them it's probably something not worthy of doing on it, they just wind up putting money into it. And today I'm going to share an example with you guys of a Cadillac CTS that even though my customer is well aware of it, they just keep putting money into it. So before we go ahead and begin, guys, if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button down below. Definitely smash that like button because it helps the channel out. And with that said, let's go ahead and get started on today's video. So money pits is the topic for today, guys, and this pertains to vehicles that just keep coming to the shop and they always need something. Now, every time I get one of these scenarios or one of these cars or these customers that will continuously fix it before they get in too deep, I always tell them like, hey, listen, you may want to think about particularly maybe looking at a different car or buying something because, you're always going to keep dumping money into this. And this particular customer, this particular car, I've had this conversation with. This thing has literally been in here for numerous things within a week, guys. Like literally, as soon as they got it, the starter failed, we had to replace that. Let's say this was on a Monday, and like a day or two later, it came in because it was making belt noise. After we replaced the alternator from the belt noise and a couple pulleys, about a week or two later, he calls me up and says the car won't start. Brings it into the shop, winds up needing an ECM because it had corrupted data. It wasn't starting or doing anything. It was just nothing when he turned the key. And then after that, he brought it in because it had an oil leak. And then it needed some suspension work. And it's just been nonstop. Every time he comes in, like he's pretty much putting a bunch of money into it. And I told him like, hey, listen, the money you're dumping into this, you could just put in a newer car. And he's like, I don't want a car note. It's cheaper to spend $300 to $400 a month maintaining this, even if it breaks down, than buying a new car, which I can't even quite understand that because I'd rather take that $400, add a couple more bucks to it and get a newer car. At least if I need to get rid of that newer car, I can get some of that money back. Whereas if you dump, let's say 5 months of $500 into this car and you're fixing all the little things and then a big item like the engine blows up and it needs $3,000, you decide not to fix it, well, guess what? That is, what is that, $2,500 that you just lost because you can't get that back. And there's no way you're going to sell the car with a blown engine to get any sort of money back on your investment. Not that cars are an investment, but my motto is if I'm buying something and I put some money into it, at least when I, let's say, decide to get rid of the car, trade it in or sell it, I try not to lose myself on it where, let's say I got 10 grand invested in the car and I would reasonably expect if I had a car for, let's say I bought a car for $8,000 and I put 2 grand into it in 2 years, I think that's acceptable, about $1,000 a year for repairs. And let's say I'm into this car with just maintenance and repairs. Let's say I'm in it about 11,000. So I put 3,000 more into it than what I paid for it. And I've owned it for 2 years. Let's say put 20,000 miles on it. When I'm ready to sell that car or trade it in, I'm expecting to get close to, possibly 8, maybe 9,000 for it for what I put into it, or even 7,000, somewhere along those lines. Because even though you put money into repairing it, I still feel like you should see some value from that. You should be able to get some of your money back. Now, you'll never get it all. Sometimes you don't get it at all. It's not how cars work. They're a depreciating asset usually, especially for your regular cars. We're not talking about, fancy, schmancy, exotic cars or collectors here. We're talking about everyday mom and pop cars. But I always tell my customers, like, if you're maintaining your car, when you wind up selling it, whoever's buying it should appreciate it if it's a private sale. If it comes to trading it in, they don't care. As long as, and dealers are completely different animals. They'll just pay whatever the value at the auctions is, and they don't care if you put $1 million into the car or not. They're only going to pay you with what they see. Whereas a private seller might actually value and notice that, hey, you've really did a lot of work to it and I appreciate the work, so I'll pay you more for it because they know that stuff costs money. And sometimes that does happen. But in this scenario, guys, it's a loss for this customer. This car's a money pit. He's owned this car, I want to say about a year now, and I've done some quick math. He spent over $6,000 on this car in a year. That's a lot of money. That's pretty much the value of the car. And it's in the shop today for another issue, and that's what prompted me to make this video. Today we're going to be dealing with a misfire on it, and it's currently in my shop right now. We have to diagnose it and order some parts for it. But I'm pretty sure that it needs a tune-up, spark plugs, and I believe 2 of the coil packs have failed, usually on opposite banks. But it's just a never-ending story. And again, I thought this would be the last thing, and he might say, "Nope, never mind. I'm not gonna fix it." But I diagnosed it, ordered the parts and everything because he gave me the okay. He's dumping a couple hundred more bucks into this thing, and it just keeps growing. And I told him like, "Hey, why do you keep dumping all this money?" So he's like, "Again, it's cheaper than the car note." He's like, "In today's economy, it's a lot cheaper to just keep this thing running than buying a new car," and that's his mindset on it. So I'm tired of repeating myself to him. So at this point, as long as he's okay with it, he's willing to spend the money and fix it. I'm like, okay, yes sir. Let's take care of it. We'll get it done. And that's the whole point of this video, guys, just to kind of help you guys out here. That sometimes spending needless amounts of money on your car. Now I know every situation is different. Not everyone's on the same boat. Not a lot of people can go out to afford a newer car or get a bank loan to buy a car or financing or whatever. But sometimes you really got to try to pull 2 and 2 together and make some magic happen, because spending absurd amounts of money on a car that right now this car has exceeded its value is also not a winner for you. And I understand sometimes it can be difficult and all situations are different. There's many types of things going on in a lot of different people's lives, but you always try to make the best decision possible and what will wind up helping you. In the case of this gentleman, if he had just taken that money on top of what he had spent on this car and bought a newer used car, I think it would have been a better choice for him. But again, just my opinion. I don't know what his finances are or his situation, but from my perspective, from what I see, that's what my opinion is. And again, an opinion is just an opinion. I could be completely wrong on this because I don't know what's happening on the other side of the board. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. The takeaway from it is just reconsider and rethink if you're running into this type of situation. That's the whole premise of it. So please comment, like, and subscribe. It definitely helps the channel grow. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.